Rosetree Wellness Center, complete chiropractic treatments featuring ART therapies in media. We get to the root of the problem. Ducklings Early Learning Center in Wallingford, daycare for ages 6 weeks to 5 years. Jessica Mudrick, a Caldwell Banker Realtor, where your home story begins. Scarpagnato Plumbing, over 20 years experience for all your plumbing needs in Wallingford. Proud Haven supporters Mary and Larry Luter, go Haven! Ask, alumni and friends supporting kids, helping students K through 12 to enhance their educational experience. AMF Auto Clinic, taking care of your cars since 1961, located in Brookhaven on Edgemont Avenue. Fisher's finest flag football for boys and girls. America's fastest growing youth sport. The Wharton Benefits Group, specializing in creating employee benefit packages to attract, retain, and award the best employees. Here are tonight's internet announcers, the voices of the Strath Haven Panthers, Brian Carroll, Pete Fulgenetti, Andrew Kaufman, and Mike Mayer.
What a difference 10 months makes. Just 10 months ago, we were all sitting here at George L. King Field for an absolute thriller in the District 1 quarterfinals. Strath Haven and Garnet Valley down to the wire in overtime, and the Panthers end up on the wrong side of a 35-34 score. Lots of tears that night, but last night, energy and excitement for the 2025 season to get underway as the Panthers are back with lots of new names and faces. Lots more to learn about both teams here tonight. Interboro on the road, led by Haven alumni Patrick Fisher in his second year as head coach, and of course Kevin Clancy, he of the 300 career victories at Strath Haven, 367 all-time, sixth most in the history of Pennsylvania, and ready to kick it off for yet one more season here on havenfootball.net. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us live here from George L. King Field in Wallingford. I'm Brian Carroll doing the play-by-play tonight. Ready to rock and roll here with the Bucks and Panthers. Strath Haven in their all-black uniforms right there in front of us with the silver helmets, and we're awaiting the Bucks to take the field on the opposite sideline. But we are looking forward to a fun season of broadcasting every game here every Friday night, with one exception, next Thursday, leading into Labor Day weekend. But as always, happy to bring you all the action for another terrific high school football season. Bring in our color guy and get some early impressions here from Pete Fulgenetti. Pete, welcome back. We're looking forward to, as I said, a lot of new faces here on the Strath Haven roster.
Yeah, Brian, a lot of new faces, some older faces, but one thing about Coach Clancy, by the time you get in game 3 or 4, they'll be always working on, they'll be just in sync right now. They're going to learn, but they're a little smaller than they've been, but I think they got more speed than they've had, so it should be an interesting year.
Just one offensive starter returning from the team that has won a share of 3 straight Central League titles. That starter, left guard Nick Faribaugh, and he's a good one, an all-league performer. And at left guard, he's a good starting spot. But the other 10 guys, brand new on the offensive side of the ball. Defense, a little more experienced with 4 starters returning. But a really heavy junior class will be getting really their first significant varsity action starting tonight. For Interboro and the Bucks, Coach Fisher in his second year trying to recharge this program, has some numbers on the rise, but again, they're a young team as well, coming off a 2-win season a year ago, and looking to turn the tables here on his former home field as a high school player back in 2007-2008. But in the meantime, our marching band is getting ready for the national anthem. The colors making their way to the center of the field, and the color guard there to join them. But in the meantime, we're happy to get things started, and thanks to everybody for joining us either live or on the archive. We will try to keep you posted as the night goes on other scores from around District 1. A couple games have gone final already from earlier in the day. But in the meantime, we are getting ready for kickoff here at Strath Haven. So we'll take a short time out, be back for the tail end of the national anthem, introduce some more folks here in the booth, and be back in just a moment. You're listening live to high school football on havenfootball.net.
The Swarthmorean Weekly newspaper has partnered up with havenfootball.net. The Swarthmorean was established in 1893 and is a true community newspaper and covers the Wallingford Swarthmore School District as well as events in Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding communities. Get your copy every Friday at 320 Market or Swarthmore Co-op, or go to swarthmorean.com for a mailed or digital subscription. For all the local news, read the Swarthmorean every week.
Hey fans, this is Todd Lights, public address announcer for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you are listening to high school football right here at havenfootball.net.
There's the 12th man, the marching unit for Strath Haven High School. Again, still, my guess is the numbers will grow as we get closer to the start of the actual school year. But it always seems to be a little bit lighter here in week one. But that band still brings a whole lot of kids together and makes for a terrific atmosphere every weekend here during the football games. Cheerleaders ready to rock and roll as well. And the captain's ready to meet at midfield. 4 seniors working their way towards the 50-yard line from left to right for the Panthers. 15 is quarterback and linebacker Luke Mulhern. Strong safety wearing 17 is Quinn Kell. Number 64, the right tackle, is Jackson Miller. And 56, two-way lineman Nick Faribaugh. For Interboro, out of the lineup, unfortunately, tonight is number 3, Jaden Strange. He's a starting linebacker typically. Mamadou Rogers is your quarterback and free safety wearing number 1. Number 52 is Jake Roberts, a two-way lineman. He's joined as well by number 66, two-way lineman Greg Ferrari, who's a terrific wrestler as well. So we'll await the results of the coin flip here momentarily. And again, introduce everybody else in the booth here. As always, webmaster Mike Mayer doing all the TV production along with the sound production tonight, and Andrew Kaufman on the stats and spotting. Doing a ton of work here as well to make it easy for Pete and myself to keep things moving. So Strath Haven will move right to left to start things and will receive the opening kickoff working towards a sun that is sinking lower in the sky as we speak. These early season games, we get this sun in the first quarter, and once it goes down, makes things a little bit easier for everybody trying to catch a football. But Panthers will be staring into the sun for the opening kickoff, and back deep to return. Number 30, Derek Bradley on the far side, Casey Hudson on the near side, and Quinn Kell right down the middle on the hash mark at the 5-yard line, wearing number 17. Ready to kick it away for Interboro, one of the rare 4-year starters in high school football, and that is number 12, Dempsey Lopez. So remember him kicking as a freshman. He's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger now for his senior year. He has a teed on that far hash at the 40, and the 2025 season is underway. End over end kick. This will come down to Derek Bradley, who's got it at about the 6-yard line, looking for some running room, trying to find a seam. Not much doing there, and is wrapped up nicely inside the 15-yard line. Good coverage over there by Interboro's number 36, Carson Vaughn. Starting lineups for Strath Haven on offense. Luke Mulhern will be your quarterback. Fullback Ryan Mudrick, Casey Hudson, and Yosef Ali are the halfbacks. We'll see a lot of Landon Barlow as well. John Riley and Tyler Slaughter will be your tight ends. We'll see Cole Haley at times. And centers Chase Schuster, Nick Faribaugh, and Zach Milligan, the guards. Jackson Miller and Paul Oblick are your tackles. Panthers start at their own 13. Long field in front of them now, 1st and 10. As we look for the first snap from center here in 2025. First down, give off the near side. This is Yusuf Ali. Bangs into Mamadou Rogers, but picks up solid yardage out to the 18-yard line. Panthers pick up 5 on first down. Good start there for the Silver and Black. Defensively, for Interboro up front, Drew Kyle, Jake Roberts, Greg Ferrari, and Aiden Doyle are your down 4. Linebackers, A.J. Gonzalez, Tyler Mayer, and sophomore Number 14 is Luke Francione. Corners are Trey Dong and number 24, Abasal Komakai. McCrary and Rogers are your safeties. This is Barlow on 2nd and 5. He runs right into Greg Ferrari, who swallows him up at the line of scrimmage. Not much doing there for Barlow, and Ferrari, mentioned again, he's a horse on the wrestling mat as well. Does the job there and brings up 3rd and about 5. Nice work there by the defensive line there, Pete.
Yeah, that line's really holding in there, and the Haven guys have to get their sea legs. First quarter, first set.
Here we go. Ali and Barlow in the backfield. Wing to the near side is Casey Hudson. They give it to Hudson for room off that far edge. He's got a first down and more. Hudson with a stiff arm down the far sideline, out near the 30-yard line. First down on a gain of 12. Casey Hudson moves the chains. Hudson, a junior, 5'7", 165-pounder with good speed, and unfortunately missed a big chunk of his sophomore year, had a foot injury, and was expected to be a key contributor to the JV team last year, but has bounced back in a big way in the offseason and finds himself in the starting lineup. Split to the near side is John Riley this time. On first down, in motion goes Ali. Give is to the fullback Mudrick, who trips over the 30-yard line for just a gain of 1. Brings up 2nd down and 9. Ryan Mudrick comes into the game as the most experienced rusher, believe it or not. And you think about last year's team with all the carries and yardage piled up by guys like James Fisher and Shane Green and Ben Milligan. This is all new faces in the backfield. But Mudrick had 4 rushing touchdowns last year in spot duty. Here, 2nd down and 9, you've got a flag and defensive encroachment, it looks like, is the call here. Interboro lined up offside. So a free 5 here for the Panthers will give them a much more manageable 2nd down and 4. So Cole Haley is your tight end, who is split to the bottom of your screen, and looks like he'll run in the play here as they'll march the football out to the 36-yard line. We'll try to go ahead, Pete.
I was just going to say, we saw a little bit of Mudrick last year, that 10-yard up the middle run against Garnet Valley in the playoffs. So we had a little taste of him, and I just thought maybe by this year, senior, he'll really be shining. And I think he's going to have a great year.
He's set up as the fullback on 2nd and 4 here. Mulhern under center. From the 36, they give to the near side. Ali with a head of steam, cuts it back. The one man to beat. Oh, nearly does. But out across the 50 to the 48-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Roman McCrary, but Yusuf Ali picks up a bundle down to the 48. Beautiful blocking there, Pete. He had an alley almost immediately.
Last week at the West Strath scrimmage, Brian, I saw Ali break one of those and go to distance. He's got speed. I think he's going to be very good for this team.
Ali picked up 16 on his 2nd carry of the night. Bucks show blitz here in the A gap. They give on the sweep to the near side. One more time, it's Ali. First down yardage, and he dives across the 40. Give him 11 more and move those chains. That's the kind of offense they love here at Strath Haven. Just chunk yardage here on the ground. Keep it ball control, playing it safe. But Yusuf Ali in the early going here, 3 carries for 32 yards. Cole Haley, tight end to the near side. Slaughter to the far side. Ali, wing right. Mulhern on first down. They give to Barlow. Looking for running room, and he is upended. Nope, keeps his footing and leans his way down to the 34. Nice work by Barlow on the 2nd effort to pick up 4 yards. Barlow, we will see him getting fullback carries and halfback carries is the expectation. You really have 4 talented runners with 3 spots in that backfield, so we'll see a pretty solid rotation and keep guys with fresh legs back there. Mudrick and Barlow behind Mulhern here on 2nd and 6. Give is to Mudrick this time. He'll push his way near the 30. We'll see about forward progress here. No, only at 32, I guess. Brings up 3rd and about 5. So Mudrick not finding much room in the early going here. Clock ticks. 8:04, 8:03 and counting.
Final from earlier today, Lower Marion upends Upper Marion 21-20 in overtime.
Yep, another 21-20 score. Westchester East outlast Academy Park. Academy Park had 2 touchdowns called back by penalties. Here we go on 3rd and 5. Gives to Ali, cuts inside, ducks under one man to the 30, and then wrapped up nicely there. Good pursuit there, led by number 6 Tyler Mayer, the junior linebacker. They'll give him just shy of the 30, and it turns it to 4th and almost 4. Well, what's the call here there, Pete? This is tough sledding here.
Yeah, it is. Last week in the scrimmage, we did a little passing, a little more than I've seen. I wouldn't bet on it here, but look for the tight end maybe to run some kind of a play out there to the right and get a little first down. Let's see what happens.
From the near hash, Panthers with 2 tight ends. Haley to the far side, Slaughter to the near side. From just outside the 30, Mulhern on the rollout. Looking, dumps to the flat. You called it, Pete, but he overshoots him. Mudrick incomplete, and the Bucks will take over on downs. So Panthers move it well, but couldn't convert on 4th and short. And we'll introduce you now to the Interboro offense. Interboro starters tonight. Mamadou Rogers, your quarterback wearing number 1. He's been our halfback the last couple of years, and terrific one at that. Running back will be Mason Marshall Spates. Fullback will be J.J. Clark. Wide receivers Vinny Petrincuri and Roman McCrary. Nick Dana will be the tight end when they use one. Cole Raspa is your center. Doyle, Kyle Ferrari, and Jake Roberts are your linemen. Much like the defensive line, they'll just flip sides here. From the 31, give inside to Marshall Spates, and he'll pick up a couple. Flag comes in. This is typically in the area of holding. We'll see where it goes. Gain of maybe 3, but we'll await the penalty signal here. So we'll wait and see from the spot. And you're going to end up with a personal foul face mask. Okay, from the spot. So this will be first down yardage out near midfield when it's all said and done. So tough break there for the Panthers. Spates picks up 3 on the carry. 15 more. We'll spot it out at the Bucks 48-yard line. So good spot here for Interboro here, getting the defensive stop, and now with the offense on the field, they'll spread it out. Shotgun look here for Mamadou Rogers. The H-back is number 9, J.J. Clark, to his right. They give it to Spates. Nope, keeping it himself is Rogers, and he'll be stacked up, and he will be shy of midfield. Nice work there by Zach Milligan and Nick Faribault on the stop. Panther defense tonight looks like this. It'll be Landon Barlow, Nick Faribault, Tyler Slaughter, and Zach Milligan. You're down 4. Linebackers are Cole Haley, Patrick Burke, and Luke Mulhern. The corners, Grayson LaFrance and Jalen Starr. Quinn Kell and Casey Hudson are your safeties. Second down and about 8 as Rogers held to a 2-yard gain on first down. Panther defensive line a little bit outsized here, but trying to get off their blocks, and Barlow did just that. Good lean forward there by Marshall Spates for a gain of maybe 2 more. That'll bring up 3rd and maybe 6. Try to get you updates as well from Garnet Valley versus Coatesville, Penwood and Norristown, Pencrest, Sun Valley, a lot of other Delaware County teams, and then a big one in 6A, crossover game. North Penn and defending champs Downingtown West is a big one. All right, here on 3rd down, Mamadou Rogers rolling to his right, fires the flat, has his man in the flat, first down yardage to your H-back. That's number 9, J.J. Clark, all the way down to the Panther 32. Good quick release there from Rogers, and that'll move the sticks once again.
Yeah, he rolled out to the right there, Brian, and it kind of opened up the Panther defense. And a nice play. I mean, you got to contain.
Gain of 16 on the play. Rogers trips to the far side. Nick Dano to the near side. Motion man is Clark, and they spread it, trying to give Rogers some room up the middle. Not much doing. He'll push the pile for a couple, but stacked up nicely by Mulhern and big 73 Paul Oblek in the game now at defensive line. Gain of maybe 2 more for Rogers. Panther defense, bend but don't break, has been the recipe for years now. They're bending a bit right here. No huddle for Interboro at the 4:50 and counting mark of this scoreless first quarter. McCrary split to the far side. They run that way. Nope, keeping it himself is Rogers. Barlow hanging on for dear life, then gets some help from the linebackers. Barlow got off his block. Good read. Gain of maybe a yard. Maybe a yard. Probably 4 down territory here for Interboro, but 3rd down and about 7 coming.
You got to watch here, Brian. I think they're going to put it up in the air.
Could be. Get Rogers on a rollout outside the pocket. Again, very quick release when he gets, he's watching him in warm-ups, and certainly on that first pass, the ball gets out of his hand quickly when he wants to throw it. 2 backs and 1 behind him. Give inside. Lots of running room. Marshall Spates sees part for him and down to the 10-yard line before Casey Hudson drops him. It'll be 1st and goal to go if they put it down on the 10. Wow. Good. Panthers not ready for that one.
That was a gaping hole.
All right, just outside the 10. They'll put it down at the 11, so there is an opportunity for a 1st down there, but Marshall Spates, a gain of 18. Biggest play of the night for either team thus far. 1st and 10 from the Haven 11. Interboro on the move. And Rogers hands to Spates, and he is slammed down by Cole Haley. Loss on the play. Haley explodes in from that linebacker spot and drops him for a loss of 2. No huddle again here for Interboro. Into the game at full as a second fullback now is 45 C.J. Boland. He's on the right hip of Rogers. Rogers hard count. Panthers hold still. Clock ticks. 3:15 and counting to go here in the fast-moving first quarter. Bucks knocking on the door. 2nd down and about 12. Firing to the outside, has a man out there, juggled but caught. Nice tackle in the open field by Jalen Starr. Gain of maybe 3. Roman McCrary hauls it in. Puts the ball down at about the 10-yard line. So good delivery, good catch, and an excellent tackle by Starr. Turns it down to 3rd and about almost 10.
Yeah, they covered that wide pass a lot better.
All right, here we go. 3rd and about 10. You're absolutely in field goal range at this point, so we'll see if the Bucks take a shot or try to play it safe here. Rogers in the gun, takes the snap, rolling to his right, trying to get outside the pocket. Eyes downfield, he's wrapped up and then fires incomplete. Excellent pressure from Landon Barlow. And Rogers smartly dumps it incomplete with 2:22 to go here in the opening quarter. We'll see a field goal attempt coming from the senior Dempsey Lopez. Nice work there on the pass rush as Barlow got free quickly.
Yeah, I think Haven's starting to move around a little quicker, a little better. And they're getting their sea legs. It takes a while, but that was a good series to stop.
All right, Lopez puts the tee down at the 19-yard line. 29-yard attempt upcoming. Roman McCrary to hold. 2:22 to go here in the opening quarter. Snap is a good one. Spot. Kick is low. Line drive and no good. Dempsey comes up short with 2:16 to play, and Haven, their defense bends but dodges a bullet. Will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So both teams moving it well, but couldn't convert on 4th down. See what the Panthers can do here. Another long field here, Pete.
Another long field. I just want to say one other thing. Matt Steyer, number 47, our kicker, he's excellent. He's a sophomore. Last year he was great as a freshman. If there's any kind of close games this season, he's going to be a weapon.
From your lips to God's ears there, Pete. That's the plan.
He was kicking him 50 yards
he was,
practice.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. So the Panthers will take over here. The ball will be spotted at the 20. It's not a spot when they change possessions. It's not the spot of the kick. They'll let it put the ball down on the 20. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Split to the near side is John Riley. Mulhern under center. Barlow and Hudson in the backfield behind him. On 1st down, they go toss to the near side. This is Landon Barlow looking for some running room. Stood up very nicely. Better hold on to that ball. It's sticking out there, and Interboro starts to rip at it, but first contact there by Vinny Pitrancuri slows down Barlow at about the 25. So gain of 5 there on the toss. And a little more breathing room for the Panthers as they're trying to get these fullbacks going. Barlow with Again, a couple carries from the halfback spot as well, but 3 carries for 9 yards here early on, and 2 carries for just 3 yards for Ryan Mudrick, who checks back in at fullback. Hudson in the backfield as well. They give it inside. Quick trap play there. Mudrick powers his way out across the 35 to the 36 for a Panther first down. Well, that gets you going.
Yeah.
Guard trap.
They needed that right up the middle.
Quick trap play to Mudrick there for a gain of 11.
Update from Garnet Valley and Coatesville. Coatesville takes the early lead 7-0. 9:04 to play in quarter number 1.
All right. First quarter flying here. 1:10 and counting to go here. We are scoreless. Each team with 1 possession. Each team with a missed opportunity on 4th down deep in opposing territory. Here, 4 fresh cracks at it here for the Panthers from the 36. Give is to Ali, looking for some running room. He is upended across the 40. Leading him through the hole there, Zach Milligan. And out to the 41, Ali picks up 5 more. Youssef, 5 carries for 40 yards in the early going. Ball control offense here by the Panthers. As expected, it's exactly what they want to do, but, of course, needed to turn into points at some point. Riley, tight end to the far side. Tyler Slaughter to the near side. Wing to this near side is Casey Hudson. 5-man front, Bucks show blitz. They fake, and then they sweep to the far side. Blockers in front for Ali, and a great job flying up from the secondary to make the tackle. Sorry, that was Hudson on the carry, but McCrary read it well. Boy, it looked like 4 black shirts leading the way there, and McCrary somehow dodged all of them and stops Hudson just maybe a hair shot. Nope, they give him the first down. Gain of 5, but looked like it could have been more, Pete.
Yeah, he had blockers in front of him, but that defender just cut through the blockers, made a tackle. Great defensive play by the Bucks.
Well, on that, we're going to flip sides of the field and be back in a moment. A fast-moving first quarter. We are scoreless at the end of 1. Panthers with the football and on the move when we return on havenfootball.net.
Want to have your kids get involved in the fastest-growing youth sport in America? Non-contact flag football is here in Wallingford at Fisher's Finest Flag Football. Boys and girls in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grades are eligible. Adult coaching for each team assures that each child is taught proper football techniques and skills. Get involved in flag football. Sign up for learning camps in spring 2026. Go to fishersfinest13.com for more information.
Hello everyone, I'm Ron Jaworski, former Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, and you're listening to high school football right here on Haven Football.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. Brian Carroll bringing you play-by-play. Pete Fulgenetti doing the color. Andrews Kaufman with the stats and spotting. Mike Mayer with the engineering of all things in the broadcast. And many thanks to Dean running the camera. Dean Michelson out in the stands running our camera tonight. Here we go. Start of the second quarter on 2nd down and 5. Give us to Mudrick. He's met immediately. Took the handoff and almost had to pull it away from Drew Kyle, who got off his block. Number 50 scraping down the line there, and Mudrick does well to pick up just a yard. Again, Panthers are going to give up some size here up front, but hoping that their quickness and athleticism does the job to open a few more holes here for the offense. Panthers with just 1 passing attempt in that first quarter. It fell incomplete on 4th and short. Here, 2nd down and 9. Slaughter, tight end to the near side. Give on counter, crisscross. Looking for room is Ali, breaking tackle, spinning his way to first down yardage. What a job by Ali. Give the line credit for the first 4 or 5, and then the next 6, all Ali, before number 45, C.J. Boland, wrestles him down.
Yeah, Ali's going to be, I think he's going to be good this year. He runs low to the ground. He's got strong legs. He's not only quick, he's strong. Look for Ali to be one of our best runners this year.
Number of quick score updates. Ruston leads Unionville 7-0, 3:23 to play in quarter number 1. Souderton up on Springford 3-0, and Radnor up on Chichester 6-0.
All right, here we go. Haley, tight end to the far side on 1st and 10. From the 43, Mulhern juggled momentarily by Barlow, and it gives time for the Bucks to react nicely. Good work there by Doyle and number 23, Trey Dong, the corner. Gain of maybe a yard. Now we'll call it no gain there for Barlow. Brings up 2nd down and about 10. Panthers moving away from the sun now, and sun becoming less of a factor. It is ducked behind those trees and shouldn't be an issue the rest of the night. Wing to the far side is Barlow. They give him a quick hitter. This is Mudrick on the trap. He sheds one tackle and leans across the 40 down near the 38. So nice work there. Brings up third and a much more manageable 4 yards. Heavy hitting here inside with 9:50 and counting to play here in quarter number 2. Luke Mulhern, the senior, had some spot duty as a quarterback last year. Attempted one pass on the season and completed it. A big play in that Ridley game. Otherwise, was the leading tackler on defense. Here on third down and about 4, Mudrick pushes his way, I believe, to first down yardage. We'll check the spot, but this should do it, and indeed it is. Nice work by Mudrick, picking up about 5 more. He runs low to the ground, Pete.
Yeah, low to the ground. That'll get you those extra yards.
9:19 to go here in the first half. Mulhern walks in the play. Slaughter, tight end to the near side. Haley to the far side. 8, now 9 in the box here for Interboro. They run the sweep to the far side. This is Ali with a head of steam. Lowers the shoulder and bangs his way to the 25. Nice work there by Ali. Brings up second down and about 2.
Brian, on that play, they put him up on the line, and he just came back. So it was a good play. That's similar to last year's play with James Fisher.
Yeah, that Mustang sweep is can be deadly, especially if you have athletic guards with enough speed to lead the way, and you certainly have that coming this way when Faribault does, but Zach Milligan going the other way as well. Give inside Barlow, banging through tacklers, first down yardage, and still pushing the pile inside the 15, and Landon Barlow will not be denied all the way to the 8-yard line. Terrific work by Barlow.
Yeah, he was just dragging people.
Gain of 17. And these fullbacks, again, a chance to wear you out with fresh legs. 4 guys in there that can carry the ball. And now the Panthers first and goal, and you're starting to see some hands on hips from the Buck defenders. Inside of 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. It'll be first and goal to go from the 7. Slaughter, tight end to the far side. Haley to the near side. Barlow is your fullback on first and goal. They give it to Ali. Looking for running room, not much there, but he'll stretch for a couple. I believe forward progress might give him the 5. He's still on his feet. He didn't want the whistle, of course, but yeah, he's a tough runner.
Yeah, he is tough.
Just a junior. And Yosef Ali, 5'10", 180 pounds. And this junior class is really one that everybody at Haven here is excited about. They had a tremendous JV season last year, and just a lot of talent and some depth, especially at the skill positions. Second and goal to go after Ali went for a couple. 2 tight ends once again. Barlow, your fullback, Casey Hudson to his left. Give is to Barlow, pushing the pile forward. He will lean his way into the end zone for his first touchdown of the season. Landon Barlow in from the 5, and the Panthers on the board. 6-0 with 6:48 to play here in the first half. Terrific drive there from the Panthers. 80 yards covered after that missed field goal attempt, Pete.
Yeah, rotating those 4 running backs. It's early still in the game, but you can see the Interboro linemen are starting to get a little fatigued. That's when you get those gains.
Matt Steyer on for the extra point. Jackson Miller to snap it. John Riley puts it down, and Steyer puts it through and then some. Somebody's have to climb a fence to get that one. Panthers 7, Bucks nothing. We'll be back in just a moment. Glad you're listening or watching on havenfootball.net.
Family Senior Home Care is owned by a Strath Haven family, the Glowackies. We provide in-home care assistance with all activities of daily living, personal care, transportation, mobility assistance, light housekeeping, and meal preparation. We also offer personal care, including hygiene, companion care, and medication reminders. Alzheimer's and dementia care, along with short-term respite care, are also available. Schedule your free consultation at 610-719-3223 or go to our website at secondfamily.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. The Panthers, as Pete said earlier, starting to get their sea legs. They go 80 yards and cash in from the 5-yard line after the missed field goal. Landon Barlow takes it in for his first varsity score. And the junior Barlow, 33 yards rushing on the night, takes it in from the 5, 7-0 Panthers. And we'll see Tim's, I'm going to call him Tim a couple times this year. His older brother kicker was a kicker here as well. Matt, we've got him for this year and a couple more as well, so we'll learn his name at some point. All right, here we go. Steyer has it teed. High, end over end kick will go over everybody's head into the end zone for a touchback. Boy, if he can do that consistently, there's a weapon.
I think you're going to see a lot of that this year. That kid can kick.
Tremendous leg for just a sophomore. And number 47, I was talking to him before the game. He's put on some muscle too.
Yeah, I was.
5'7", 160. He is a strong leg. I was watching him earlier. He had he put a kickoff through the uprights at one point.
That's the one I saw.
So it was it's going to be fun to watch. So another touchback, or first touchback of the season there, and now a long field for Interboro as they start at their own 20. Just their second possession of the game here. Mamadou Rogers, empty set this time. Will keep it himself, quarterback keeper up the middle. He'll bang his way out near first down yardage. Heavy hit from Casey Hudson coming up late, but good push there from Rogers. And look, the feeling here was, how do you take an all-league running back and just make him a quarterback? Pat Fisher's feeling was, look, he's the best player we have. Let's put it in his hands every play and see if he can make something happen back there. So same set here, empty backfield. Rogers with two wide receivers either side. He'll keep it himself, look for some running room, and he'll spin his way to first down yardage. Wrapped up there by Haley and Mulhern. But a gain of 3, and that'll be enough to move the sticks for a buck first down.
A couple of more score updates. Westchester Ruston extends their lead 13-0. Still late in the first quarter. Garnet Valley gets on the board with a field goal with 30 seconds to play in quarter number 1.
All right. Ruston, defending 5A champs, had a tremendous season a year ago. Graduated 33 seniors from that team. They had as many seniors as some teams have players altogether. So rebuild over there as well. Oh, turning the other way. Busted play here, but Rogers making something out of nothing, and he is wrapped up here as he crosses the 35. Fell awkwardly. Let's hope he's okay here, as he was twisted down. Lost a piece of equipment, but seems to be no worse for the wear. So nice work by Rogers as he turned one way. There was no back next to him, so keeps it for a gain of 6. Second down and 4, and the Panthers will have to tighten the screws a little bit here to keep number 1 in check. Single setback is Mason Marshall Spates. He's a sophomore standing behind Rogers. Clark, the fullback in front of him. They follow the fullback, and Spates runs smack into the linebackers right there. I'm sorry, that's Zach Milligan getting off his block. And Milligan, the third of 3 brothers. His older brothers off playing college sports as well. Sam, the quarterback and free safety here a few years back up at Bucknell, and Ben leaves for Dickinson to go play baseball next week.
And how about all the Mulherns we've seen throughout the years?
Yeah, right. There's
that's a whole family there.
Exactly. So, yeah, there's some younger brothers coming. There's, of course, Nick Faribaugh. There are 2 more Faribaughs coming as well in the pipeline. And it won't be long till we get another Connor in here as well. So let's see what the call is here. Panthers, did they jump as they were shifting, or did it force somebody to flinch on the offensive line here? Panthers with a late shift there on 3rd and short, and it is a false start. Nice work there by the Panther lines with a quick shift before the snap, and somebody in a white jersey flinched. 3rd and about 6 now. Very different look here for the Bucks now from their own 35. 4 wide receivers. McCrary at the bottom of your screen, singled up out here with Jalen Starr. Rolling to his right is Rogers, steps up, fires to the far sideline. It is intercepted by Grayson LaFrance. The 3-year starter and the senior holds it in at the Panther 48. A little miscommunication perhaps as the receiver kept going upfield. And I don't know if maybe Rogers was thinking he would break off his route, but either way, 22 in black comes down with it.
Yeah, the receiver went like an out and then down the field. LaFrance just cut inside, picked the ball off. Great play by LaFrance.
First turnover of the evening. See if the Panthers can capitalize now from their own 47-yard line. 4:05 remaining before the halftime break. Luke Mulhern breaks the huddle on that far hash with John Riley now shifting to the near side. Tyler Slaughter, tight end to the far side. Panthers finally set here. Mulhern out of the wing tee. Motion man is Ali. Play fake, back to pass and looking. Mulhern looking. Still has nobody out there and he'll turn it upfield himself. Across the 40, out of bounds, and they're going to throw a flag for a shove out of bounds, I believe. So give him the 35-yard line on the run. Gain of 18, and it might be 15 more if they say it was a late hit. John Riley was behind the defense momentarily, but by the time Mulhern got the roll out there, good decision to keep it. And again, that's an athletic kid. This will be a new element to this offense with a quarterback being able to run like he can.
I think John Riley's going to be part of this offense. Very important because he can catch the ball. I've seen it last week at the Westchester scrimmage. Got good speed, and I think you're going to see him involved in a lot of plays this year.
And a big target at 6'5". He's going to be a weapon, and if nothing else, drew the defense deep downfield and opened a big lane there for Mulhern to pick up 18 plus 15 on the late hit. And the Panthers now at the edge of the red zone. With a 7-0 lead, Mudrick right up the middle is tripped up pretty quickly there. Nice work there in the middle of that line. That's number 6, Tyler Mayer, collapsing everybody. And a gain of about 3 for Mudrick. So no eye-popping stats here for the Panthers, but they are sharing it well. 5 different ball carriers here in this first half.
And that's what we expected, Brian. We expected many ball carriers just to wear down defenses. That's the way they're going to run it this year.
Haley, tight end to the near side. Mudrick is your fullback on 2nd and 7. Play fake to Mudrick. Give it to the near side, looking for room. Casey Hudson finds a little alley, leans his way inside the 10, has a first down. It'll be 1st and goal to go from the 7. Casey Hudson picks up 10 more. Well, like I said, no eye-popping statistics, and then I say that, and Casey Hudson averaging 9 yards a carry on 3 touches.
You can see their offense is getting into a rhythm. It takes you a while, the first game, but now they're in a rhythm, and they're really moving the ball well.
From the 7, Panthers 4 cracks at it here from the near hash. Double wing. It's Barlow looking for room off this right side. He picks up maybe a yard, maybe 1, as once again, that's Mayer, the linebacker, shooting in for the stop. He's been busy. Tyler Mayer, that's his 4th tackle of the evening. Spelled a little differently than our incredible webmaster, but...
Who's that? Him? Okay.
Oh, yeah. All right, 2nd and goal to go here. No respect there, Mike. All right, here we go. Mudrick off the left guard. He'll bang his way through that first tackler and lean inside the 5 to maybe the 4 or 3. See where they unpile here. Mudrick, forward progress might even give him the 2. We'll call it the 3 or 4, I guess. All right, now you got a whistle. Clock stops. Clock is ticking. We need to stop the clock there at. They called the timeout. All right.
Brian, on that last play, when Mudrick got the ball, Ali was going left. If they'd have handed it off, he'd have walked in. So let's look for that to come later on.
All right, they're going to signal up here to reset the game clock. We'll get word here to reset it. 1:50. 100 50 to go. Yeah. 0. 1:50 to go here in the first half. Panthers leading 7-0, and we'll keep it right here as they're looking at third down and goal to go from just inside the 4-yard line. All right, Ryan Mudrick piling up the carries now as well. Again, excellent balance from this offense. 8 carries for Ali, 8 carries for Mudrick, 7 for Barlow, 3 for Hudson, and then a scramble from Mulhern. Panthers hitting the Bucks from all angles here. Third and goal to go from just outside the 3-yard line. Give off this near side. Barlow following his blockers into the end zone for his second touchdown of the night. Nick Faribault leading the way, and Barlow on the board for the second time. Panthers on the board for the second time as well, and the Grayson LaFrance interception is what set it up. Matt Steyer on for the extra point. John Riley will spot it. 13-0 Panthers with 1:46 to go here before halftime. Extra point pending. Jackson Miller, a 3-year starter as the long snapper. And Steyer is true once again. 14-0, Strath Haven on top. We'll be back in just a moment. See if the Bucks can answer late here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome to Allstate, where everyone saves when they bundle their home and auto insurance. Isn't that right, Frank?
I saved 25%. Booyah.
You protected your casa?
Sure did.
And the Frank tank?
You know it.
And now you're relaxing.
I'm working from home.
Sure you are. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Your local Allstate agent is Steve Taub in media. Give him a call at 610-566-3500.
This is Keith Jackson. You're listening to High School Football right here on Haven Football.
Strath Haven 14, Interboro nothing. As we are in the late stages of quarter number 2 here, the Panthers forced the first turnover of the evening. Grayson LaFrance picked it off, and the Panthers go 52 yards with a number of ball carriers. And a 15-yard penalty didn't help much for Interboro either. All right, here we go. Steyer had a touchback on his last kickoff. We'll try it again here. High end-over-end kick, and this is another one. It'll land just at the goal line. Another touchback. Steyer 2 for 2 on the touchbacks, and Interboro with another long field to go. And 2 timeouts in their pocket here, and 80 yards in front of them. Okay. See what Coach Fisher and the offense can drum up here. There is absolutely big playability on the far sideline. Remember, in last year's game, the only Interboro touchdown was a 75-yard run from Rogers. He has the certainly has the resume to break off a long run. Panthers have to be careful here. McCrary split to the near side. And timeout Strath Haven. They didn't like what they saw defensively, so we'll take a short timeout with them. Be back in 30 seconds. Thanks again to our generous sponsors for putting us on the air every week right here on havenfootball.net.
Your car is probably your second biggest investment, and AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven wants to keep that investment in tip-top shape. AMF Auto Clinic has been maintaining automobiles since 1961, and they take pride in their work and in keeping your car in perfect running order. From inspections to general maintenance and repair, you can trust your auto investment to AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven. Call for an appointment today at 610-872-2167.
Hi, everyone. This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. Strath Haven 14, Interboro nothing, with 1:46 to go here before halftime. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining before half, and Interboro starting 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Mamadou Rogers is your quarterback, takes the shotgun snap, turns, and you're going to get flags first. I think you've got false start. And another penalty here for the Bucks. They've had a couple of costly ones. This one, this would be 5 penalties for 35 total yards. Second of the false start variety, so it turns it to 1st and 15. Okay, here we go. Rogers with a fullback in front of him. That's Clark. He's going to keep it himself. Rogers through the middle of the line, and Luke Mulhern stands him up. Gets help from Pat Burke, along with number 64, Jackson Miller, checks in on the defensive line. So the Panthers rotating some guys in on the defensive line as well. That's a good sign, keeping some guys fresh as well. You're getting Slaughter and Oblek some time to catch their breath, as Jackson Miller in there at defensive tackle at the moment. Clock ticks, 1:12, 1:11. Interboro in no particular hurry here. Second down and about 12.
Interboro will get the ball to start the second half.
Yes, so again, they're playing it safe here, deep in their own territory. Want to make sure they're taking care of the football. Rogers, 7 carries for 26 yards thus far. And he'll march the clock down and take another timeout. All right. 39.7 seconds to go. Timeout, Interboro, and Fisher doing a smart thing here, Pete. I think just keeping things, playing it safe with this long field and a young team.
Let me ask you a question. If you were Coach Clancy, would you call a timeout there and try to force them to punt?
Let's see what happens here. Yeah,
you have 2 timeouts in your pocket.
Yeah, I think we'll see what happens here. I mean, you're looking now at second down, and if you get a stop here and force it to 3rd and long, yeah, maybe you use these 2 timeouts. But we'll see. I'm not sure if we have other score updates. We heard Garnet Valley trailing Coatesville 7-3 last we heard, and
that's still 7-3 late in the first quarter. Garnet Valley was stopped on 4th down after getting a second chance at life after roughing the punter. Penalty.
Okay. All right.
Unionville still trails Ruston 13-0, under 2 to go in the first half in that one.
All right, here we go. Rogers going to keep it himself on second down and long, trying to stay in bounds, but no, he's out of bounds. This clock, I believe, will stop. Yeah, stop the clock. Clock was stopped with 30 seconds to go.
That's like an extra timeout.
Yeah, not a smart move there. They wanted to fall down and burn some more clocks, and now you're looking at 3rd down and long. Panthers still with 2 timeouts here. So Rogers maybe got a yard there to be generous. But here, 3rd down and about 12. Rogers will keep it himself. Up the middle he goes, dives across the 20, and now Panthers will call timeout with 24 seconds left on 4th and long. And there you go, Pete. You got 1 timeout. Probably going to force Interboro to punt here, and if all goes well for Haven, probably get it on the Interboro side of the field.
That quarterback going out of bounds was a real mistake. He should have fell to the ground before he got out, because you're just giving Haven another timeout right there.
All right, here we go. Rogers picked up 5 on that last carry, and the Panthers. Be interesting to see, do you set up for a return, or do you maybe come after it with some length here? Look, you've got Tyler Slaughter at 6'4", Oblek at 6'5", John Riley at 6'5". Maybe you come after the punt here, see if you can get a hand on it.
I think with 24 seconds, you come after the punt. I really do.
All right, standing deep to return will be Quinkel and Jake Plunkett. My guess is they'll have their heels somewhere near the 50. And then see what happens here from the Bucks. It'll be their first first look at their special teams in the punt game. All right. So, standing deep to punt it is Tyler Mayer. from his own 10-yard line. He awaits the snap. Panthers with a weapon here in the kick game as well. If they can get it to maybe the 30-yard line, Steyer may have a shot. Snap goes over his head. Scramble for it. Mayer falls on the foot. No, scramble for it. It's loose and recovered by the Panthers for a touchdown. Recovered for a touchdown. The Panthers are on it. And on the recovery is number 7, Cole Haley. I believe we can get a replay of that maybe. Was it Haley on it? Let's see as he stands up. I don't know if it was Haley or Barlow, but disaster. It was 57, or was it 7? Might have been Milligan. We're going to have to check the replay there again. But the Panthers recover in the end zone, and disaster strikes there for Interboro with the high punt snap. Steyer on for the extra point with 17 seconds to play here before halftime. Snap, spot, kick is away, and good. Steyer 3 for 3. Panthers up 21-0 late in the second quarter. Be back in just a moment. You're listening live to high school football on havenfootball.net.
Alumni and Friends Supporting Kids is a fiscal partner of the Foundation for Wallingford Swarthmore Schools. ASK strives to bridge the gaps in access to educational resources so that WSSD students have a holistic school experience. ASK helps students K-12 with items, services, and resources to support and enhance their educational experience with a focus on academic, artistic, athletic, and social enrichment. ASK scholarship forms are available on the WSSD website as well as through the school counseling department.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ron Jaworski, former Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, and you're listening to high school football right here on Haven Football.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. We are still trying to figure out who recovered that. It may have been Cole Haley or Zach Milligan in the end zone. Either way, the Panthers with an unusual special teams touchdown, recovering a punt snap in the end zone. And now, kicking it away one more time is Matt Steyer. He backs his man up. It's fielded at the 1-yard line. First chance at a return here for Interboro tonight. And out across the 25-yard line goes the return man before Nick Faribault wraps him up. I believe that was number 29. That might have been Jordan Securis. So we're trying to get a 20? Okay, 20. I'm
20
sorry.
on the
20
return.
was Darryl Jones. Okay, 20, not 29. All right, so Darryl Jones on the return, but just 11 seconds to go here for Interboro before halftime, and don't want it to go from bad to worse here. Wouldn't shock me if they just take a knee here. But we'll try to figure out who scored that last touchdown for the Panthers.
In that last play, Brian, in the end zone, all they had to do was kick it out of bounds, and they'd save 5 points.
Yeah, you can swat it in for a safety there. And under center and falling forward for Interboro on what will be the final play of the half. Rogers takes it out to the 32-yard line, and that will do it for the first half of the 2025 season. Not a bad start for the Panthers. A 21-0 lead. Defense has bent, but not broken. A special teams touchdown late gives them an extra spark. And now Interboro with an uphill climb after halftime. Speaking of halftime, we'll chat with Pete and Andrew and Mike. And, of course, hear from our fantastic marching band as well. So we'll be back in just a moment. Thanks again to our sponsors who put us on the air every week on havenfootball.net.
Looking for pre-K childcare with an emphasis on learning? Ducklings Early Learning Center is available for children 6 weeks to 5 years old within one block of Nether Providence Elementary School on Moore Road in Wallingford. At Ducklings, our college-educated teachers create a safe, nurturing, educational environment in our beautiful facility. Call Ducklings today for an appointment at 610-936-9400.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
For your dream home, with over a decade of experience, Jess Mudrick knows the market inside and out. Known for her dedication and personalized service, Jess ensures every client finds their perfect match, from first-time buyers to luxury estates.
Good evening. Onto the field comes the 2025 Strath Haven High School Panther Marching Band. We're pushing the sounds of drive, energy, and liberation tonight as we play the music of Blackpink and Amy Winehouse. The student leadership team is led by student directors Sonia Blum, Tess Kelly, Katie Snyder, and Maisie Strachan. The drum majors are Casper Stockman, Eli Sorkis, and Josie Weiland. Stomping Marshall and Brassy, this electro-pop hit debuted as the highest song charting by a female K-pop group. This is the sound of Blackpink with Kill This Love. Originally recorded by the British band The Zootons, this song became a worldwide favorite when Amy Winehouse teamed up with producer Mark Ronson in 2007. With this Motown-inspired groove, we asked, "Why don't you come on over, Valerie?" the pride of Haven, the Strath Haven High School Panther Marching Band. Tune in later this season for a power anthem by Macklemore and the soulful sounds of ABBA. The band is under the direction of Assistant Band Director Mrs. Haley Lombard, Pit Director Mr. Richard Michael, and Drumline Instructor Mr. Goosen Rudolph. Miss Valerie Schliega directs the band front and dance line with Silks Coach Instructor Coach Aria Boris, and dance team instructors Miss Gigi Ianello and Miss Rosie Ianello. The band is assisted by Miss Samantha McFarland and student teacher Miss Kami Bachman.
For your dream home, with over a decade of experience, Jess Mudrick knows the market inside and out. Known for her dedication and personalized service, Jess ensures every client finds their perfect match, from first-time buyers to luxury estates. A partner at the Sheridan Mudrick team and backed by Coldwell Banker Realty, Jess combines expertise with innovation, using the latest technology to make your buying or selling process seamless. For a real estate experience that's second to none, trust Jess Mudrick and the Sheridan Mudrick team. Visit SheridanMudrick.com today.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to George L. King Field, where at halftime the Panthers on top 21-0 over the Interboro Buccaneers. Pete, what a dominant first half from the Panthers.
Yeah, it was a slow start, but you got to expect that on the first game. The new players, new positions, and once they got their sea legs, like I was saying, they started to move the ball. What I like about this team is there's no one man that's going to get 1,500 yards. They got 4 good running backs, and you can, by rotating, you can actually wear down other teams, and we saw that in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's been impressive from the defense, being able to keep Interboro mostly in check. There haven't been too many big plays from the Interboro offense. On the Panther side, they've been able to grind out the possessions. They've already run 28. They ran 28 plays in the first half and took up a good chunk of the clock. And averaging 6 yards a play, that's a good way to win.
This is a team that's going to have more. Last year we were spoiled with 80-yard plays. I think this year you're going to see a lot more drives, more plays, smaller gains, but probably more time of possession.
Yeah, and that's never a bad thing to just hold on to the ball and control the clock, especially when you get later in the season where mistakes can be a big difference maker. To be able to control the ball the way they have and not have the mistakes at least this early in the season, that's an impressive feat for this team. That's bringing in 10 new offensive starters to not have all that many mistakes this year, to open it up. Very impressive from this Strath Haven offense.
That last touchdown they scored, that was very impressive. To call a timeout and the safe. What it should have been a safety if the Interboro player would have kicked it out of bounds, but they did. But the one play that caused that was when the quarterback did not go out of bounds. So that actually gave the Panthers an extra timeout, and that's, as it turns out, that's one of the scoring reasons.
Well, even if he goes down and bounce, Strath Haven still had 2 timeouts at that point. They would have called both their timeouts. So that would have been the difference. And we've got some stats here for the first half. Interboro on the first half, just 50 total yards, 18 through the air and 32 on the ground, and just 4 first downs. Whereas the Panthers have 169 total yards of offense, all on the ground, and 11 first downs. And one of the key differences in this first half, the 2 turnovers for Interboro, the interception by Grayson LaFrance, and the fumble recovery for the touchdown in the end zone by Zach Milligan, the big difference makers here tonight. And the time of possession, once again, in the Panthers' favor. Well, they've held the ball for almost 15 minutes. That's over a quarter
and that's,
of the game.
Like I said, that's so different than last season. We were scoring a lot of points with very little time used. So, but in reality, when you do this, these drives, you give your defense a rest, and that may come into play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. How about let's take a look at some of the Philadelphia sports going on. We got the Phillies going
good.
We got the Phillies bearing down on a playoff spot here, 7 games up on the Mets, who knows what's going on with them. They're just collapsing. The Phillies bringing Joan Duran at the trade deadline. He's been lights out as the closer, 6 for 6 in save situations.
103 miles an hour. It's funny, the first game he came in and I saw 99. I said, well, 99's not that bad. But
that was his off speed. I was at that game.
You were?
Yeah, I was at that game for Duran's.
What was it like when the lights went out?
That was an incredible atmosphere. The lights go out, the music hits.
Did you turn your phone on?
Duran walks out, yeah.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. He's strong. He's built through the shoulders. What a weapon to have in the playoffs.
Yeah, just too bad Alvarado had to do something that he shouldn't have.
I think what they would have done
to have that 1-2 punch in the playoffs would have been.
Yeah. I think Alvarado would have been your 8th inning guy.
Yeah, you would have had Alvarado for the 8th, throwing 102, and then you from the left side, and then you bring in the 9th, a guy that throws 103 from the right side. And Eagles just kicked off their final preseason game up in New Jersey.
Yeah, they're playing all the rookies are trying to make the team.
Local kid Kyle McCord got the start at quarterback.
Yeah, he's got to show something
from St. Joe's Prep. I think he's won the 3rd quarterback job over Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Oh yeah, Robinson will be cut, but they're saying that they may cut them both and then pick up one of the quarterbacks that are released from the other 30 teams.
Yeah, Howie's always looking to make a smart move, especially at the quarterback position.
Howie just likes to make moves, but he makes good moves. That's the one thing.
That's why they have 2 Super Bowls in the last 8 years.
You know the greatest thing about opening night, September 4th?
You need to raise a banner against the Cowboys.
The Cowboys have to stand there and watch the banner go up into the rafters, up there. That's the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun night at the Link in a couple of weeks. And that'll be fun. Teams are coming back onto the field. We'll step aside, get you back for the start of the second half here on havenfootball.net with the Panthers leading 21-0.
Welcome back to the second half of tonight's football game. Tonight's game is sponsored by the Swarthmorean Weekly Newspaper, true local coverage of Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding neighborhoods. Published since 1893. Steve Tobbs, Allstate Insurance and Media. Auto, Home, and Life. You're in good hands with Allstate. AMF Auto Clinic, taking care of your cars since 1961. Located in Brookhaven on Edgemont Avenue. Jessica Mudrick, a Caldwell Banker Realtor, where your home story begins. Ducklings Early Learning Center in Wallingford. Daycare for ages 6 weeks to 5 years. Scarpagnato Plumbing. Over 20 years experience for all your plumbing needs in Wallingford. Fisher's finest flag football for boys and girls. America's fastest growing youth sport. Second Family Home Care and Support for your very special loved ones. Proud Haven supporters Mary and Larry Luter. Go Haven! Rose Tree Wellness Center. Complete chiropractic treatments featuring ART therapies in media. We get to the root of the problem. Here are tonight's internet announcers, the voices of the Strath Haven Panthers, Brian Carroll, Pete Fulgenetti, Andrew Kaufman, and Mike Mayer.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. Players back on the field, getting stretched out for what should be an exciting second half. Strath Haven leading 21-0 here. We do have score updates from elsewhere around District 1, including some crossover games from outside of District 1. We'll start with some Central League action. Garnet Valley on the road at Coatesville, trailing 14-3 at halftime. Hatboro Horsham on the road at Marple Newtown. Marple up 21-7. The Hatters were down 14-7 and in the red zone, couldn't cash in, and Marple turns it around, and it's suddenly a 2-score game that quickly. Neshaminy up on Emmaus 9-0. North Penn and Downingtown East is tight, 14-7. North Penn on top of D-Town East. Pennsbury 14, Northampton 6. Pencrest and Sun Valley is tight, 14-11. Pencrest, the Panthers' opponent on Thursday night, leading Sun Valley 14-11. Penridge 17, Bethlehem Liberty 14. Also 17-14, Perk Valley on the road at Springfield. Springfield with an early season test against a very good Perk Valley team. And the Vikings lead Springfield 17-14 late in the second quarter. Boyertown over Upper Perk 14-7 last we heard. Chichester up on Radnor 13-6. Pottsgrove 14, Methacton nothing. Upper Marion and Lower Marion. Lower Marion with a 21-20 victory, overtime win. Andrew mentioned that early in the broadcast. That was an earlier final from today. Also an early final from today, Westchester East 21, Academy Park 20. Academy Park with 2 long touchdowns wiped out by penalties, so a heartbreaker there for the Knights on their home field. Wissahickon on top of Upper Dublin 14-7 in a bit of a surprise in the early going. So we'll try to keep you updated as we get those other score updates. Andrew is waving to me. He's got another one, I would guess.
One other score update. Halftime, Souderton 10, Springford 7.
Okay, Souderton and Springford. That's, again, a lot of good crossover matchups here in week 1 with teams testing themselves outside of the league. Just a couple other halftime. Go ahead, Andrew.
Another
He's still waving.
New update. Pencrest now has a 27-11 lead at the half.
2 more touchdowns late in the second quarter.
Paul Graham to Orion Cola makes it 21-11, and then Sun Valley fumbled the ensuing kickoff. The Lions recover, and Paul Graham takes it in for a 20-yard touchdown as time expires.
Okay, wow. So Paul Graham, one of the more explosive players in the league. He is now a 3-year starter at quarterback for the Lions. He gave the Panthers fits in their first regular season meeting in week 2 last season. Panthers held him in check in the playoff win, the opening round win last season. But next week, the Panthers will be tested for sure in their Central League opener. It'll be Thursday night right here at 7 o'clock at George L. King Field. So the Media Bowl trophy will be on display in the early season once again here. Week 2, it'll be a Thursday night game and give everybody a little extra breathing room leading into Labor Day weekend. Andrew and Pete, thanks for the halftime chatter. A couple other stats of note. Again, total yards, Haven 169, Interboro 50. Strathaven with 11 first downs to Interboro's 4, but the 2 turnovers for Interboro led directly to 14 Strathaven points, and that right now is a big part of the story here in half number 1. Interboro will receive this opening kickoff of the second half. Matt Steyer will have it squared away on the far hash at the 40-yard line. Standing deep to return, Darrell Jones. He had one opportunity to run one back in the first half. The other 2 landed in the end zone for a touchback. So Steyer, see if he's got his leg loose after that halftime break. And we'll try to keep Interboro pinned down deep in their own end as they move right to left here to begin the third quarter. Steyer approaches, low line drive this time. Jones may have a shot at it. He'll grab it at the 7-yard line. Looking for room up that far side and has it. Shakes a tackle. Panthers missed an opportunity inside the 25 there, and Jones makes them pay. They'll mark it out near the 40-yard line, I believe. Nice work there by Jones on the return. Give him 33, and Panther coverage unit will have something to look at on the game film tomorrow morning, Pete.
Yeah, they just allowed a little too much there. Like you said, around the 25 they should have got him, but he squared it away for another 12 or 15 yards.
All right, here we go. Mamadou Rogers is your quarterback. He was 2 for 4 throwing it with 1 interception and 18 yards passing in the first half. On the ground, 10 carries for 31 yards. He's in the gun with Mason Marshall Spates on his right hip. It'll be Rogers looking for running room. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. Jackson Miller with first contact, then got lots of help from Cole Haley. And Rogers dropped back at the 34-yard line, loss of 3 on the play.
Great play by that defensive line. They're starting to work together now. And you can see a little rhythm there. They're working together very well.
So Jackson Miller in the middle there. That's your biggest Panther this year at 250 pounds. So we mentioned in the early going, the Panthers are going to give up some weight this year. They're going to have some guys bigger than them on the front 4 in many of these games, but can still battle. Nick Faribault kicks out the defensive end. Milligan in at defensive tackle now. Second down and 13. Motion man, and they fire to the flat, little bubble screen to the outside. This is McCrary. His second catch of the evening goes for maybe 4 or so. Nice tackling over on the far side by Kell. Haley in the mix as well. And gain of maybe 4 on the play. So McCrary gets the football back to the 38-yard line. No huddle here for the Bucks. 3rd down and about 8. 4 wide receivers, 2 to either side. Rogers awaits the snap. Steps up in the pocket, he'll keep it himself, and he's going to be sacked. Down he goes. Forward progress might get him to the 39. We'll see where they spot it, but Panthers with the stop right there. And the punt team comes on. 3 and out go the Bucks. Nice work there by the defensive line, and now you've got a injured Cole Haley on the ground here. This is not a good sign. Starting linebacker and tight end, the junior, is going to hop up here and hopefully just a cramp here. All right, he's walking off under his own power. Good sign. But hopefully get him hydrated and stretched out. But Interboro looking at 4th and about 9 here after the loss on the play. And Zach Milligan and Cole Haley on that last stop. All right. Late in the second quarter, the Bucks attempted their first punt of the game. The snap ended up in the end zone and turned into 6 points for the Panthers. They'll try it again here with Tyler Mayer awaiting the punt snap. He has it and lets it fly. High wobbler, fair catch signal for it and made by Quinn Kell at the 32-yard line. So smart play by Kell there, sure-handed, get the offense back on the field with a 3-score lead, and 9:42 to play here in the third quarter. So the Panthers get their first shot at it now in the second half. Mulhern jogs in the play. Put it in the air one time in that first half. It fell incomplete, and aside from that, 169 yards rushing from he and 4 other Panthers.
With a 3-score lead, they may not ever put it in the air tonight.
I mean, unless you just want to, for the sake of practice, try to get a little bit of a rhythm going. But split to the near side is John Riley. Mulhern on first down to give us to Casey Hudson. Gets a block from Milligan and pushing his way for first down yardage. Casey Hudson with good leg drive out to the 49-yard line. Hudson on the squat rack right there. Gain of 17 and another first down.
I think what's going to happen, Brian, in this half is that defensive line for the Bucks is going to start to really tire. You're going to see more of those big runs.
Well, nothing would surprise me here at this point with even with 4 brand new, well, really, again, only 1 offensive starter returning from last year, Faribault. All new starters up front, but the Panthers clicking in the early going here. First down give is to Barlow. He has running room. Again off that right side following Miller and friends. Mudrick with a good lead block. And Barlow picks up 7. Yeah, Barlow hitting you from multiple angles here tonight as well, from both fullback and halfback spots. He'll check out. Mudrick in at fullback. Ali and Hudson are your halfbacks as they break the huddle at the Buck 44.
Let's look for Ali to get involved here. See if I'm right.
He's winged to the near side. They show blitz, and they faked Ali, and they go to the fullback Mudrick up the middle.
Yeah.
He has first down yardage. It was there, Pete. I will say, like if they had pulled it and given it to him on the sweep, there was room off that left side.
Absolutely.
They may come back to it.
That first half, the same play, they didn't give it to him. But, yeah, that play's there to be had.
Mudrick picks up 4, moves the chains to the 40-yard line. 8:14, 8:13 and counting to play here in the third quarter. Panthers on the move after forcing a 3 and out to start the second half. Slaughter tight end to the far side. Barlow stands behind him. They give it to Barlow, looking for him on this near side. Has a block from Faribault, and good work there by Barlow following his blocker down to the 25. And another Panther first down. 15 more for Landon Barlow. He has 2 touchdowns tonight as well. Clock continues to run. Oh, no, they stopped it as he was banged out of bounds. Landon Barlow, 10 carries for 57 yards. Ali, 8 carries also for 57 yards. Ali wing to the near side. Hudson in the backfield alongside the fullback Mudrick. Ali goes in motion, play fake, and back to pass. Mulhern has a man wide open in the flat. This is Hudson, first down yardage and more. Casey Hudson inside the 10. And you run, you pound them, and then you sneak one of those quick little backs into the flat. And a big gain there. On target is Mulhern. Nicely done for the Panthers.
I love that play. And I think as the season goes on, you're going to need that play in some close games. You know, they're going to stack the line, roll out, hit those guys in the edges, and gain your yards.
And a nice play to call to build some confidence for the quarterback, too. That's a nice short throw here on the run, on the rollout, and Hudson wide open, picks up 20. First and goal to go. Give off the near side and into the end zone for the third time tonight is Landon Barlow, the junior, in from the 5-yard line. And the Panthers lead it 27-0, extra point pending. 3 scores for the junior, Landon Barlow. And Matt Steyer on for his 4th extra point try of the evening. Great job on the right side there, paving the way. Ball spotted, kick is away, kick is good. Steyer 4 for 4. Panthers with 4 scores on the board. 28-0 Strath Haven. We'll be back in just a moment. Glad you joined us live or on the archive. You're listening live to high school football on havenfootball.net.
This video and audio broadcast is copyrighted by havenfootball.net Incorporated for the private use of our audience. Any other use of these broadcasts or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without a havenfootball.net Incorporated's expressed written permission is prohibited.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
7:08 to play here in quarter number 3. And the Panthers lead it 28-0. They cash in quickly after the defense forced a 3 and out. And Landon Barlow, 3rd rushing touchdown of the evening, as the Panthers in full control here. Interboro at this point, Pete, they need a score just to try to avoid a running clock perhaps, because this offense has been a hot knife through butter here.
Yeah, they've been moving the ball now. And like I said, the defense is not only going to get tired, but you're just going to lose a little bit of that energy that they had in the first quarter.
Barlow, 11 carries for 62 yards and 3 scores. End-over-end kick from Steyer lands about 3 yards deep. Want to say, oh, that's adrenaline. Nope, he's done it 4 times now tonight. Landed these kicks in the end zone.
That kid's good.
This is more than adrenaline. This is just a powerful special teams weapon wearing number 47.
Can't wait to see what he's going to do in the next couple of years. How far are these kickoffs going to get much further into the end zone? Just leave absolutely no doubt that there will be no returns against this Panther team.
Sophomore, so he might be 15 or 16. There's still another bit of growing to do, perhaps. This is going to be fun. All right, there we go. Mamadou Rogers in the backfield from the 20-yard line. The Bucks trying to get it going. Juggles the snap. Now in big trouble. Looking downfield, fires to the outside, and nearly intercepted. Grayson France almost had his second of the night. Trying to tiptoe along that sideline, couldn't quite haul it in. And Rogers gets away with one right there. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. All right, 7:01 to play here. I'm not sure if that was a design pass or not, Pete, but I mean, it's a smart throw by Rogers in the sense it's going towards the sideline. It's a relatively safe throw, but
I don't think it was playing. I think he rolled out and he just wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah, again, just a heads-up play there. All right, 2 fullbacks on the tail behind Mamadou Rogers. Here they dump to the flat, incomplete. Had a man in the flat there. That was J.J. Clark. Quinn Kell trailing in coverage there. And now 3rd down and 10. Rogers 3 out of 7 throwing it with 1 interception and just 18 yards on the evening.
Landon Barlow with the pressure, forcing him to get rid of that a little bit sooner than he might have wanted to.
Barlow from that defensive end spot is that is a strong and fast young man, and the Panthers they've been blessed with some guys in years past at that spot, guys like Ethan Belleville, and this is another weapon here just as a junior. All right, Marshall Spates looking for room off that right side, tracked down by Faribault from behind and got some help as well as he picks up a couple, but it will turn it into 4th and about 7. So Spates goes for just a few, and the punt team on one more time for Coach Fisher and the Bucks. Clock ticks, 6:35 and counting to play here in the third. Quinn Kell and Jake Plunkett await the punt near midfield. It was just this spot on the field right before halftime where disaster struck for Interboro with a snap over Clark's head, and they did it again. Oh my goodness, Clark looking to make something out of nothing. Will kick it out of bounds for a safety, and the Panthers will get the football back after 2 more points are tacked onto the board. 30-0 as 2 punt snaps in the same spot on the field. Pete, he's waiting. Something about that 10-yard line is biting the Bucks.
The other hike, the third one, almost went over his head. But they got to work on that this week, those Bucks.
All right, so another mistake there for Interboro. They will kick it off to Strath Haven now. And again, the Panthers with a 30-0 lead will, one more score turns this into a running clock. I'm going to update Twitter here as we go. So, Interboro has it teed at the 20-yard line. And the Panthers will get their kickoff team moving up. All right, here we go. Jalen Starr, Quinn Kell, and Casey Hudson. This is going to be Jalen Starr with a chance to get his hands on it at the 30. Looking for room, makes 1 man miss, 2 men miss. And you're going to get a flag sailing in there late as Starr dropped at the 48-yard line. And then the second flag comes in. I don't know. This is typically in a spot where the Panthers are going to go backwards here, Pete.
Yeah, it looks like a hold. Usually on any kind of a run back, when you get a flag there, it's a hold.
All right, we'll await the signal. All right.
They did signal hold.
Okay.
They signaled block in the back.
Either way, Panthers are going backwards 10 yards from the spot and try it from the 35-yard line here. And see what they can drum up. Be interesting to see if they work on another pass to the flat or something again, Pete. If, another score here means you're probably looking at some JV players to get into the game if this turns to a running clock. All right, here we go. Long way to go, though. Bucks trying to do something about it. Give inside on the counter is Yusuf Ali, and he's dropped after a gain of maybe 2 or 3.
Well, the hell, he doesn't go down with 1 hit.
No, he doesn't, and now you've got an injury to a key player here for Interboro. That's not good. Tyler Mayer holding his lower leg.
Yeah, he's in some pain.
And he's a key part of the middle of that defense. So we're going to take a short timeout and hope for the best here on Tyler and see what happens from there. All right. Sorry, Mike's waving me on here. We'll get to our sponsors. Thanks for watching. Be back in just a moment on havenfootball.net.
Nagging soft tissue injury, chronic joint pain? Give Rose Tree Wellness Center a call and see Dr. Tom O'Brien for a complete diagnosis and treatment. Dr. O'Brien specializes in active release techniques, ART. ART can deal with many issues, including chronic shoulder, knee, and ankle pain. Rose Tree Wellness Center also offers a complete series of massage therapy as well as general chiropractic care. Don't spend another day in pain. Call 610-789-5555 and make an appointment today.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.com.
All right, a round of applause as we come back to George L. King Field as Tyler Mayer getting some help going off the field. So hold our breath for hopefully nothing serious for number 6. He's been one of the leading tacklers on the evening for the Interboro defense, and already down one linebacker, senior captain Jalen Strange. And now you're looking at really your next best guy hobbling to the sideline here. So hopefully quick recovery for both of those guys. All right, Panthers with a 2nd down and 8 after Ali went for a couple. From the 32, Yusuf Ali wing to the near side. Give it to Casey Hudson. Looking for running room, follows Faraball through the hole, spins his way to the 40-yard line and wrestled down there by McCrary. 3rd and 5 upcoming. Hudson has had himself a night. 20 yards receiving, 47 rushing. And again, nice work there from the junior who did not get to play much of his sophomore season due to injury. Clock ticks. 5:10, 5:09 and counting to play here in the 3rd quarter. Panthers trying to milk clock, and of course one more score could turn this into a fast-moving second half. Riley, tight end to the far side, Slaughter to the near side on 3rd and 5. Ali looking for some running room. Huge block from Milligan, and then beautiful tackle in the open field, undercutting Ali shy of the 1st down. Flying up from the secondary, and now, who was it though, that making that tackle was number 11. He's shaken up. All right, Vinny Petrincuri, terrific tackle to fly up and make the hit, but he seems worse for the wear now, and the Bucks get the stop to force 4th and 2. But now down another linebacker. So, take another short timeout. While we deal with another injury. I'll be back in just a moment. Glad you're watching on havenfootball.net.
Do you have slow-running drains? Are you thinking about selling your home or property? If so, go to scarpignotoplumbing.com and schedule a technician. They are the area's only small plumbing company to offer in-house trenchless sewer and water main repairs. They also offer sewer lateral certifications for the surrounding communities. From faucets to water heaters, they can handle all your plumbing needs. Give them a call at 484-832-5566.
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.com.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. Vinny Petrincuri hobbles off in the same manner as his buddy Tyler Mayer did just a moment ago. So now Strath Haven from their own 43-yard line, 4th and 2, will keep the offense on the field, try to maintain possession to milk clock and maybe get a faster 4th quarter here. All right, 4:30 and counting to play in the 3rd. 4th and 2, Bucks trying to get off the field here. Panthers 2 tight ends set in a wing tee once again. Mulhern with a hard count, and they get the jump. Free 5 there from the Panthers. Good job by the senior Mulhern to bark it out. And that will move the chains. All right, Panthers, fresh set of downs here out to their 48-yard line, and Bucks have really cost themselves tonight. 5 penalties on the evening, and has not helped. Strath Haven 30, Bucks 0, with 4:07 and counting to play in the 3rd. 1st and 10 from the 48. Mulhern give to the near side. This is Barlow with a blocker in front. Good block by Faraball. Head of steam for Barlow across the 30 and bumped out of bounds near the 25. Nice work by Trey Dong to knock him out of bounds, but down to the 25-yard line goes Barlow, a gain of 27 for the 5'11", 185-pound junior. If Barlow sounds familiar, you might remember his older brother Chase from the district championship winning team a few years back, who went on to wrestle at Bucknell. And now we've got Landon tearing it up tonight on his varsity debut. Quick hitter here to Mudrick, and sees Park. Down the middle he goes, and Ryan Mudrick will start the running clock. His first touchdown of the season comes from 25 yards out. And with 3:46 to go, the Panthers lead it 36-0. Extra point pending.
Yeah, Brian, you can first of all, the injuries are killing the Bucks, and the rest of them are just, they're exhausted.
Ryan Mudrick, 10 carries for 61 tough yards here tonight. And Matt Steyer on for his 5th extra point try. Miller to snap it. Riley puts it down, and Steyer puts it through. He's 5 for 5, and the Panthers will have a fast-moving second half. 37-0 when we come back to see if Interboro can get something going on havenfootball.net.
Benefits Group specializes in creating employee benefit packages which can maximize your company's ability to attract, retain, and award the best employees. We develop a strategy for your business to attract high-quality team members. It is critical to have benefits that are competitive in the marketplace. We develop a benefits package and retirement plan that helps you implement a complete benefit program and retirement solution. We help you implement a successful strategy that rewards your employees for their hard-earned time. Empower your employees with a comprehensive benefits solution from the Wharton Benefits Group. Call them at 484-328-3590.
Hi, everyone. This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, and you're listening to high school football right here at Haven Football.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. With 3:46 to go here in the third quarter. Scoring plays and timeouts will be the only reason to stop the clock from here on out. Strath Haven 37, Interboro 0, with Ryan Mudrick's first touchdown of the season. Getting the Twitter post as we talk. Trying to get it all done here, everybody. Multitasking here in the booth tonight and ready to go. Tim Steyer, see what he's got left in this leg. He's been busy kicking the football tonight. High end over end kick. Comes down to about the 3 this time. Chance to return for Darryl Jones. Up the near hash, but we're looking to get to the near hash. Never quite made it. As in on the stop, number 42 for the Panthers. That's Logan Knobb. All right, Panther defense. See if we have the starters still out there for now. Indeed we do. All right. Clock ticks. 3:17 and counting to play here in the third quarter. Interboro trying to get something on the board. Rogers with 2 wide receivers to start here. Tight end to the far side. In motion goes Clark. Gives stretch play to Marshall Spates, and he is hit immediately at about the 20-yard line, or maybe even loses a yard here. Nice work there on the stop by the Panther defensive line. We'll give him the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. Paul Oblick checks out after making that stop.
At least one other change on defense as Luke Mulhern's checked out of the game.
Okay, there you go. Good eye, Andrew. Into the game is Yusuf Ali at linebacker. Give inside, and up the middle goes Spates. He'll be met there by Patrick Burke. But pushes the pile for a gain of maybe 5. See if they give him the 26-yard line on the spot. Bring up third down and maybe 5. So Mason Marshall Spates saw time last year as a freshman with a couple hundred yards in as sort of a secondary option to Mamadou Rogers, who had over 1,000 all-purpose yards last year, over 900 on the ground and over 100 in the receiving game as a tailback. Was first-team All-Del Val a year ago. Now, tasked with at the quarterback spot, gives to Mason Marshall Spates, looking for room off that right edge and finds it. First down, Interboro, first one of this second half, and that'll move the chains out near the 35-yard line. Good work there by the sophomore wearing number 7. His best run of this second half. 9 carries for 40 yards now for Mason Marshall Spates. Brings up first and 10. Trips to the near side. Single receiver to the far side is Roman McCrary. With 1 minute to go here in the third, give is Marshall Spates one more time. Lots of running room. Panthers defense is giving a little too much ground here, taking their foot off the gas perhaps. But Marshall Spates picks up 12 more and move the chains one more time.
Yeah, that seems like, they've lost a little of that momentum, but with the big lead, those things happen.
All right, here we go. Panthers with most of the starters still in the ball game at the moment. Interboro trying to gain some momentum, and it's Marshall Spates again. Straight ahead he goes. Casey Hudson makes the stop, but 12 yards downfield. Marshall Spates, 3 carries for double-digit yardage on each of his last 3 carries. Suddenly piling up some numbers here with 12 seconds, 11 seconds, 10 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Not sure if they'll snap it again before the end of the quarter. They may just flip sides here. 3 seconds, and Coach Pat Fisher waves the offense to the sideline. That'll do it for quarter number 3. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. Interboro on the move when we return on havenfootball.net.
The Swarthmorean Weekly newspaper has partnered up with havenfootball.net. The Swarthmorean was established in 1893 and is a true community newspaper and covers the Wallingford Swarthmore School District as well as events in Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding communities. Get your copy every Friday at 320 Market or Swarthmore Co-op, or go to swarthmorean.com for a mailed or digital subscription. For all the local news, read the Swarthmorean every week.
Hey fans, this is Todd Lights, public address announcer for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you are listening to high school football right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to fourth quarter action. Brian Carroll bringing you play-by-play, joined by Pete Fulgenetti, Andrew Kaufman, Mike Mayer, and Dean Michelson on the camera. And again, it's been all Panthers here in the opener. Good start here for the Panther defense, pitching the shutout through 3 quarters. The offense has been cooking as well. Opening drive stalled. They haven't been stopped since. 37-0. Panthers on top here as we start quarter number 4. 1st and 10 for Interboro with some momentum now at the Haven 40-yard line. Mason Marshall Spates straight up the gut again. He's found some room, and again double-digit yardage. 4 carries in a row of 12 or more for number 7. And they found something right in the middle of that line. Luke Mulhern is out of the game. That might be part of it.
That might be.
But still, Panthers can't give up 10 or 12 at a time, 4 plays in a row, and not get noticed. All right, here they go. Bucks will try it again here. And keeping it off the left side and going nowhere this time is C.J. Boland. Panthers there to meet him quickly after a gain of just 1. So big 45 with his first carry of the night. He's been busy on the defensive side of the ball as well. Turns it into 2nd down and maybe 9. J.J. Clark in as an H-back. 2 receivers. Tight end to the near side is A.J. Gonzalez. Keeping it himself is Mamadou Rogers. Dances away from one man, but not as... second man as well. Good job, Rogers. Gosh, could dance between raindrops and not get wet sometimes. This guy is something. Just down to the 25-yard line. That could have been a loss of 3 or 4. Instead, turns it into 3rd and a much more manageable 6 or so. Nice work by Rogers. Although the Panthers have held him largely in check. 13 carries for just 30 yards on the evening. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Sophomore Nick Dano at the bottom of your screen to the near side. 3rd down and 7. 4-down territory for sure here for the Bucks. Rogers going to keep it himself off the right side. Now his direct snap. Nicely done there. Nice little wrinkle from Interboro that time. Cole Haley on the stop, but Mason Marshall Spates picks up the 1st down, picking up 9 more. Nice direct snap. I like it. I like the call.
They had both of them in the backfield, made a quick shift, one step to the near side, and direct snap to Spates.
Nice work there, and a little momentum here for the Bucks. This is as deep as they've been in Strath Haven territory since the opening drive of the game that resulted in a missed field goal. 9-13, 9-12 and counting to play here in the fourth. Mamadou Rogers in the gun, takes the snap, gives to Marshall Spates, and Zach Milligan says no. Not much doing that time, got help from Pat Burke, and they'll drop him for a loss back on the other side of the 20-yard line. Loss of 4 on the play, and Zach Milligan, we couldn't quite get the call right in the moment, but a fumble recovery in the end zone turned out to be him with just 17 seconds to play in the first half, and that was a big-time swing and momentum here. And otherwise 14-0. Interboro get the ball back to start the second half, but 21 was just a little too much to overcome. Panthers have since stretched it to 37-0, and now 2nd and 14 for the Bucks, just outside the 20-yard line. They shift. Rogers in at the halfback spot. Now they snap to Marshall Spates. The stiff arm momentarily gets him room, but then you're going to get a flag that comes in late. This may be a face mask. Burke and Haley on the stop, but not sure if we saw that. We'll see here. We'll await the signal. Good sign here for the Bucks. Vinny Petrin-Curie, who hobbled off with an injury moments ago, he's back in the game now at wide receiver. So good news there. And we've got a 5-yard face mask. So it'll march it down to the 16-yard line, turn it into 2nd and maybe 8 or so. All right, from the 16, under center, I formation for the first time tonight. Clark is your fullback. Petrin-Curie wing to the near side. They give it to Clark on the fullback dive and trying to reward him and didn't get it done. 3rd down, upcoming.
I think this defense would love to have a shutout tonight.
Yeah, they would. Of course they would. And now you're looking at 3rd and 10 or so, back to the 17-yard line. Almost certainly 4-down territory, but Interboro trying something a little different with the I formation a moment ago. Now they go back to a shotgun and a double wing. Petrin-Curie in motion, rolling to that near side. Mamadou Rogers throws back across his body, has a man out there, and he's got it for a touchdown. Well, we jinxed it there, Pete, saying, how about a shutout? Next play, Interboro into the end zone for the first time tonight. 17-yard scoring strike. Mamadou Rogers throws back across his body, but found an open man 5 yards deep. That's Roman McCrary on his 3rd reception of the evening, and the Bucks' first score of the season.
That was a nice drive by the Bucks, though.
Oh, yeah.
The problem is a little too little, too late.
Yep.
But, they could build on this for their next game,
Absolutely. McCrary, 3 catches on the evening. Dempsey Lopez on for the extra point, and now Coach Fisher needs to call timeout here. Timeout Interboro. I think they're a man short. They might have only had 10 men on the field. But we'll see. Where do they go for 2? Okay, now here comes their 11th man. All right, so Interboro trailing 37-6 with the first extra point of the year pending here. Dempsey Lopez missed a field goal, a 29-yard field goal earlier tonight. Now, his first extra point try out of the hold of the touchdown scorer, Roman McCrary. Snap is a good one. Kick is away and right down Broadway. Interboro on the board with 6:55 to play here in the fourth. We'll be back in just a moment on havenfootball.net.
Senior home. Senior Home Care is owned by a Strath Haven family, the Glowackies. We provide in-home care assistance with all activities of daily living, personal care, transportation, mobility assistance, light housekeeping, and meal preparation. We also offer personal care, including hygiene, companion care, and medication reminders. Alzheimer's and dementia care, along with short-term respite care, are also available. Schedule your free consultation at 610-719-3223 or go to our website at secondfamily.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, where high school football never sounded so good.
6:55 to play here in the fourth quarter. Interboro with an impressive drive here. Has points on the board for the first time tonight. Roman McCrary with a 17-yard scoring reception and a touchback from Dempsey Lopez to follow on the ensuing kickoff. But nice drive there. Lots of double-digit runs for Mason Marshall Spates right up the middle to set it up. And a nice throw from Mamadou Rogers, his first touchdown pass of the season, a 17-yard strike. So Panthers with 6:55 to go here, ball spotted. Should start the clock, and from the Panthers' perspective, hoping to milk the clock the rest of the way here. Offensive starters remain on the field as Interboro still has their defensive crew out there for the most part. Looks like it. Yep. Okay. Most of the same defensive front here for the Bucks. Ali in the backfield with Mudrick. First down, they give it to Yusuf Ali. Looking for running room. Explodes. And now it's a foot race. Yusuf Ali will go 40, 30, and 80 yards to pay dirt for the junior. Yusuf Ali for the first score of the season. Just like that, the Panthers strike again. And look, that play has been well blocked most of the night, Pete, but that was perfection. He was barely touched.
Yeah, if you get Ali out in the open there, there's very few people are going to catch him. He's very fast and very strong, too.
Yusuf Ali, 11 carries, 142 yards now, an 80-yard score. And now, on for the extra point one more time is Matt Steyer. Riley to hold. Jackson Miller with another perfect snap. Spot, kick, it's good. We'll keep it right here and see if we can't get some other score updates from around District 1 here as Andrew works the scoreboard, and I'll update the Twitter post here. Pete, what do you think going into next week?
Next week, well, there's a good showing here tonight, but we also know Pencrest is having a good night, and I think the way they've been playing last year and this year, the first game, we're going to have our hands full next week. But if they can play like this, they can hang with them and certainly beat them. So it should be an interesting game next Thursday night.
Scores from around the league. Marple up on Hatboro Horsham, 28-7, halfway through the third quarter there. North Penn on top of Downingtown. That is West, 28-14. And Coatesville running away from Garnet Valley 35-3 with 10:19 to play in quarter number 4.
Coatesville, they were expecting big things this year. That's a team that had a lot of experience coming back. And Garnet Valley, on the other hand, similar to Strath Haven, graduated a huge and talented senior class. So Coatesville, came in looking for blood, and boy, they've done the job tonight. We'll have to go home and watch that one with our friends, or maybe they wouldn't want us to watch that one, our buddies at GarnetValleyFootball.com. But hey, everybody's been on the wrong end of that at one point in high school football, and tonight it was Coatesville's turn to dish it out. All right, Haven up 44-7, 6:24 to go here after Yusuf Ali's 80-yard score. Bucks trying to answer here, looking for some running room, and weaving his way across the 25-yard line is Darrell Jones. He's had some nice returns when he's had the opportunity. All right, running clock here again, but scoring plays will slow things down just a bit here and there. And let's see what the Bucks can come up with here. From their 26-yard line, Mamadou Rogers with, again, starters still on the field. Early season reps for everybody. Panthers have their starters on the field as well, and now you've got a timeout for the Panther defense with 5:31 to go, and we may end up with some substitutions here. We'll, I don't know what that signal is. You want to go to a break or keep it right here? Break, okay. We'll work on our signals. We're rusty in week 1 as well. All right, we'll be back in just 30 seconds after the timeout. Thanks again to our sponsors for helping us out on havenfootball.net.
Want to have your kids get involved in the fastest growing youth sport in America? Non-contact flag football is here in Wallingford at Fisher's Finest Flag Football. Boys and girls in 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th grades are eligible. Adult coaching for each team assures that each child is taught proper football techniques and skills. Get involved in flag football. Sign up for learning camps in spring 2026. Go to fishersfinest13.com for more information.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ron Jaworski, former Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, and you're listening to high school football right here on Haven Football.
All right, here we go. First down for Mamadou Rogers on the Bucs offense. He'll keep it himself. Weaves his way out of trouble down that far sideline. Breakaway speed, but Panthers catch him. That's Derek Bradley. Slings him down. A flag comes in late. That may have been a face mask, but Derek Bradley with a touchdown-saving tackle otherwise. All right, ball spotted at the 47. A nice run there of 21 yards for Mamadou Rogers, but they may be tacking on some more here depending on this flag. Into the game now for the Panthers. Van Wendel in at corner. Over on the far side is Jordan Alexander. Now he switches to a corner spot on the near side. Derek Bradley is your free safety, and it looks like a 15-yard face mask penalty. 15-yard variety, and the Panthers defense now on its heels a little bit. Some substitutions in the game for the Panthers includes Logan Knobb here at defensive end. Pat Burke still in there at linebacker. I'm sorry, that's Ronan McHugh at inside linebacker. Yusuf Ali in the game at linebacker as well. Motion man is Marshall Spates. Keeping it himself is Mamadou Rogers, and he's going to be wrapped up and thrown out of bounds for a loss. Nicely done right there by, show me your number, young man.
I believe it was
That's
John
68.
Riley, number 80.
No, I think he's out of the game. 60, that might have been
68,
Makai Green Robinson. Green Robinson, they expect him to contribute a good bit this year on the defensive line as well. 5'10", 210-pounder with a motor at defensive tackle. Second and about 11. Clock ticks, 3:30 and counting to play here in regulation. Stretch play to this near side and running room off the right side for number 36, Carson Vaughn, a freshman on his first varsity carry. Takes it to the Strath Haven 32. Brings up 3rd and about 4.
Jordan Alexander on the stop.
Number 16, Brady Nangle checks in for the Panthers as well. 3rd and about 4, maybe 3. Motion man, and we're going to have false start here. Everybody expecting the snap except the center. So false start here for Interboro. And they'll go backwards 5 yards here. Number 55, J.P. Redmond into the game at defensive line as well as Shane Flanagan, 6'4", 200-pound sophomore. His older brother, the center on last year's Central League Championship team. 3rd down and almost 9. Stretch play faked, and this is Rogers with room on the near side, sheds 2 tackles. Flag on the play. This could be holding. Bradley couldn't quite get him as he spins into the end zone for a touchdown momentarily, but we're going to check this flag, and I think it's coming back. We'll wait to see, and you've got an illegal use of the hands from the 30-yard line, and this will march it back to 3rd and long. So Rogers with a 32-yard scoring run, breaking several tackles along the way, but in this case, all for naught. All right, Panthers will still see things on film there that they didn't like and say, boy, we didn't really rally to the ball. A lot of one-on-one tackle attempts there. But easier said than done sometimes with a talented runner like Rogers in front of you. All right, here we go. Some substitutions into the game now. Nick Dano checks in. A.J. Gonzalez checks out. Rogers in the backfield with the freshman Carson Vaughn on his left hip. 3rd down and about 10. Rogers back, looking, has some time. Eyes still downfield, lets it go underneath, complete to Perrin Curie, and he has himself a few, maybe 4 or 5 yards, still shy of a first down. Will turn it into 4th and about 7. 38 seconds, 37 seconds, and counting. Bucks may get one more snap here. 4th and 10 to go. 4th and call it 7. Rogers with a double wing. Vaughn in the backfield with him. McCrary tight to the formation to the left. Back is Rogers. Heavy pursuit from the backside. Looks, fires back across his body. Incomplete. Rogers took a heavy hit for his troubles. Incomplete it falls. And that, folks, will do it for week 1. All right, you got an injury, but that is, and it's Perrin Curie again, who's down. So a sour note here to end it in terms of another Interboro injury. Let's hope the best for him, but Panther fans rejoice. Coach Clancy picks up career win 301 at Strath Haven, and he won't tell you anything about all the years of wins. He says, I want to win this week and then just get a little bit better. They'll look to get a little bit better on Thursday night with a tough Pencrest team coming down here for the Media Bowl, but for the moment, they're going to enjoy a 44-7 victory over Interboro tonight. So, take a short time out, be back for a quick wrap-up, and maybe some scores from elsewhere when we come back on havenfootball.net.
Welcome to Allstate, where everyone saves when they bundle their home and auto insurance. Isn't that right, Frank?
I saved 25%. Booyah.
You protected your casa?
Sure did.
And the Frank tank?
You know it.
And now you're relaxing.
I'm working from home.
Sure you are. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Your local Allstate agent is Steve Taub in media. Give him a call at 610-566-3500.
This is Keith Jackson. You're listening to High School Football right here on Haven Football.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. Your final tonight, Strath Haven 44, Interboro 7, as the Panthers, 2016 to 2018, lost 3 in a row to Interboro. They've not lost this opener since. So a good run here for Coach Clancy and the Panthers over the last 8-9 tries or so. And Panthers now, our favorite part of the evening, will hustle down to salute the band for the playing of the alma mater. And very impressive work here tonight, Pete. Panthers, young team. You knew there, or you would expect some mistakes, some rookie-type mistakes for many first-time varsity starters, but they really got it together pretty quickly.
In the first quarter, Interboro was moving the ball, and you could see they were first game that maybe they had little jitters out there, but as they got their confidence and started on a roll, they took over the game, and they took it over because of the overwhelming talent on their side. And again, this is not going to be one guy getting 1,500 yards. It's going to be multiple running backs getting multiple yards, and it's kind of a neat offense.
Should be fun in the weeks ahead. Next week, a short week in terms of prep time for Coach Clancy and the Panthers, as well as over just up Route 252, Coach Paul Graham and his son Paul Graham ready to try to bring the Media Bowl trophy back to Barron Road. It's been a while since Pencrest has pulled that off, but they gave the Panthers quite a scare last year and are looking to do a little bit more next Thursday night. We will be back on the air 6:45 Thursday night for a 7 o'clock kickoff, and ready to rock and roll from there. So, signing off here, everybody. Enjoy your last weekend of August, last full weekend of August. Dean Michelson on the camera, Mike Mayer doing the engineering and everything else with the broadcast, Andrew Kaufman with the scoring, the stats, and a whole lot more. Look for Andrew's stats in the days ahead. Pete Fulgenetti, great job throughout the game tonight. We'll look forward to more fun 6 days from now. Your final score tonight, Strath Haven 44, Interboro 7. Good night. Brian Carroll signing off. Good night, everybody, and great football.
This internet broadcast has been a production of HavenFootball.net Incorporated. All rights are reserved. Thanks for watching and good night.